density. And I should have given this a title. I'm going to put this title, oopsie daisy, I don't move that, I don't know why that's moved. I'm going to give this work a title. Oh, I know why, it's too low down. And density is really interesting. Density. Now, there's the idea of what density it is. It's how much mass is jammed into a space. Right? And what's really interesting, there's no question that, we used to, I can't remember who asked it. It's like, which is heavier, a ton of lead or a ton of feathers? So we'll start with that question. Right, what do you guys think? Which one's heavier, a ton of lead or a ton of feathers? Come on, someone give me an answer. Well done, Jordan. Why? Brilliant, they're both a ton. And I want you to picture it. A ton of lead will take up a lot less space than a ton of feathers. Feathers are less dense. There is less mass in a little space, in a given space. So this is the whole idea of density. Lead is denser, right? And there's actually a formula for working this out, but I'm not really going to tell you the formula. Density, and the question we're going to do today, is grams centimeter cubed. Okay, so this is how your unit of density looks today. We're doing chemistry, we can do it in any way we want. In physics, we can't. But we're doing density equals grams per centimeter cubed. So, and this is the unit. So when you write down, so if we look at lead, so if I find for you the density of lead, all right, it's 11.34 grams centimeter cubed. Being very careful how I say this to you. So this is lead. This is the density of lead. So you've got 11.34 grams of lead jammed into 1 centimeter cubed. All right. So the density of feathers, right, is about 0.5 grams per centimeter cubed. Okay. So there's only half a gram jammed into 1 centimeter cubed, and this is feathers. So this is the idea of density. It's how much mass in grams is in a centimeter cubed. But what I really, you get it and talk about is this: the unit. Now, this is grams backslash cm cubed, and I want you to watch something very carefully. It is written like this on a straight line, on a single line, but in essence, this is a fraction. I love fractions. So grams backslash cm cubed. Well, what does that actually look like as a fraction? Well, it looks like grams. Now, you've probably heard the term over cm cubed or something like that. I don't know. But actually, that's not what happens in my head. Irrelevant to what word I use. So when I speak and I say over or backslash or whatever, what is really screaming in my head, what I'm really saying is grams. This is the fraction line and it means divide. So grams divided by cm cubed. And funnily enough, from the unit, we now have the formula. So to calculate density, so that's right, density, and the unit for density is grams backslash cm cubed, grams divided by cm cubed, is equal to grams, or I should say mass in grams, divided by volume in cm cubed, because cm cubed is volume. I hope you've done that in maths. You might have, you might not have. Volume in cm cubed. And that's it. So the units tell me exactly what the formula is, which I'm really chuffed about. All right. So let's zoom into the keywords. So the words I've used today: density. Oh dear, that's a bit big, isn't it? Let's mess up. Density. How much mass is packed into a certain space? Mass. In physics, we always use kilograms. In chemistry, most of the time we use grams. Volume. How much space something takes up, measured in centimetre cubed. We're not going to do milliliters. We're doing chemistry, so the other one is dm cubed. Formula, a mass rule we use to calculate something, and we know the formula for density equals mass in grams over volume. Particle is a general name that I may use when I'm talking about atoms, ions, molecules. I use the word particle because I can't bother saying all of them. All right. This whole idea of density tells me things flow. A pebble has greater density than water. All right, so a pebble sinks. Huge ships don't, because their average density, the hull might be made of metal, which is really dense, but the rest of it is air. Okay? So if particles, atoms, ions are packed really tightly together, that's high density. If they're spread out, it's low density. Oh, well, that didn't come out very well. We can forget that. That's what I just talked about. All right. So you've got some starter questions. All right. I'm not the biggest, as I said to you, the biggest thing is that you read and you try and you give it a go. But I'm going to be, what does mass mean? How much stuff, how much matter you've got? What does volume mean? How much space there is? What are particles? Atoms, molecules. True or false? If particles are packed tightly, the density is high. Yes. Name one unit for mass. For today's chemistry, I'd like to see grams. Okay. So that is today's work, darlings. You've got, as per usual, 10 easy, 10 medium, 10 hard. And if you've got time, something at the end. All right, I'm going to stop recording.